Let's get started on our weekly call. I know people are messaging Kristen. They're going to pop on in a couple of minutes. We have some people running late, but I don't want to hold anybody up. I started the recording. So welcome to our Team Perseverance team call. It is November 26th. I'm really excited as we're heading into the last month of 2018. Holy cow, it's crazy. Another year is behind us. And it's just, I'm really excited about this next month with the holidays and everything that we have going on. For any new coaches that are on and watching the recording, welcome to the team call. To introduce myself, I'm David Atkins, the founding coach of Team Perseverance and one of your upline Star Diamond coaches. And this is where we come together, to go over news, training, announcements, recognition, whatever we have going on for the week, and sometimes guest speakers as we have today that I'm really excited about with Jessica being on. So I want to get right and dive right into the call with some announcements we have to go over and some other things. So let me just share my screen here, everybody, and we will go from there. So let me just open up my thing here. There we go. There's that. Just bear with me, guys. Okay, so first and foremost, I just want to remind everybody, we're talking about it every week, to make sure that you are, in fact, signed up for the Team Perseverance membership site. We have everything you can imagine possible, from Coach Basics training, accelerated training, diamond training, tons of videos, our marketing plan for the team, landing page links library, so much here. If you have not signed up yet, then if there's one thing you need to do tonight after this call is to go to our team page, search for the Team Perseverance website, and you're going to see many posts that I put up for you to sign up and get signed up. So make sure you do that. This is kind of home base of everything beside our Facebook group, but home base for everything you need to build this business to whatever is that you want to put your mind to. So the next thing following that is, if you have not signed up for the Team Perseverance text messaging, I know I sent out a text today just reminding some people about the team call tonight. All you have to do is simply sign up for the team website first. You have to be signed up first, and then you're going to text your email address that you use to sign up to get access to our team website to that phone number. And when you text that phone number with your email address, it simply adds you to the list. It's kind of opting in so that Kristen or I can go in and text the team about anything that's important coming out. We're not going to spam you. I think I sent one text, I think, today in the last week. So just opt in. It's free for you. Get signed up for the team website to do that. Any new coaches that get on, some people may ask, what do I need to be doing right now that I signed up? First and foremost, make sure you're in a challenge group with your coach. Make sure you're signed up for the team website. I'm saying it again. Make sure you're using the first 30 days to complete the quote-unquote first 30 emails sent to you by Team Beachbody, and go through any other additional emails or messages that your coach sent you. I know Kristen and I send out a welcome email to every single coach in our organization on the team, so you will be getting that as well. So make sure you go through that, watch the welcome video to help you get started. Number 4, start practicing the vital behaviors and get your first 3 challenges. That's to help you get momentum right away. The first vital behaviors of inviting, being a product of the product, 10 minutes of personal development at least, that's the key, a day, and recognition. Number 5, get on your Getting Started Right call with your coach. And last but not least, get into a Coach Basics training. We have a new one that starts the first Monday of every month, which means we have a new one starting this coming Monday. Just some calls, meetings, and webinars announcements. Sunday night is our peak performance call at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. And Monday, our national wake-up call is at 11 a.m. I know I've reminded and put people a post on our team page. Make sure you're subscribed to the podcast of Team Beachbody. I know a lot of you are at work, so you can't get on the national wake-up call, but the calls are powerful with nuggets. People are guest speaking like coaches like Jessica today, who, a 5-star Diamond Elite coach. People like that are speaking and giving you their nuggets. Subscribe to the podcast, so when you're in the car on the way home, instead of listening to music, which is not going to grow you anywhere, I'm not saying music is bad, but I'm saying fuel your mind. Use it as your mobile library, okay? And then our team calls every other Monday night. Some push goals. Many of you guys know to be in the new leader conference, you had to be 1 star by November 23rd, which has passed. To be an elite coach, you have to have 105 elite points and be a 5-star with 2 new diamonds this year. And to be a premier coach, you had to have 105 elite points and be a 2-star within the year. Just some push goals for everybody. And then when the new year starts, we're going to put them up again for 2019, as crazy as that sounds. All right, what's new? What's some announcements that are going on? These are 2 big things. Kristen's going to speak about one of them, but the first is we're having Carl Deichler guest speak on our team call next Wednesday. That's a Wednesday, right? December 4th?
Yes.
December 4th is a Wednesday. So next week, which is normally an off week for our team call, we're having a special call.
Tuesday. I'm sorry. It's Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday, December 4th. I'm sorry. 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Plug into the team page for the Zoom link for the call with Carl. That is going to be next week on Tuesday. You definitely want to be on this. If those of you that are new coaches, Carl Deichler is the CEO, the founder of Beachbody, our company as a whole. He is the man that is captaining the ship. He is the Mac Daddy of the company, so you don't want to miss this call. The second thing to get ready for is the Team Perseverance Secret Santa. So I'll let Kristen talk about that.
Yay, this is my favorite. So if you were with us last year, we did our first ever Secret Santa with our entire team. And it was virtual, right? So we have people from all over the country. So it was a little hard to do it in person, but we actually used a website called Elfster, and everybody got their Secret Santa sent to them. And on one live Zoom call that we all did together, we all opened our gifts together right before the holidays, and it was so much fun, and it really brought us all together. So obviously we can never have a Team Perseverance holiday party, so this is the closest thing that we can do. So I already set it up for our UK coaches. Mark your calendars if you would like to participate. I have the link, and I did not post it in the team page today because I feel like Dave and I were posting a bunch of things, and I didn't want it to get lost. I'm going to post it tomorrow morning, the link. If you'd like to participate, you're going to go on the link, and you're going to put your email and your address in, and then the deadline, I believe, is December 1st to sign up to be a part of it. On December 2nd, the website Elfster mixes everybody's names up and emails you all and tells you who your Secret Santa is. And that's the person you need to go buy a gift for. We have a $25 maximum limit. You're going to buy them a gift, and you're going to mail it to their home. Okay, we had to do a separate UK one because shipping costs to the UK from the US and vice versa is way more than the $25 limit. So December 17th is going to be our US, Canada, Puerto Rico live Zoom call at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, when that's the deadline, so that you have to have your gift sent out and at the person's house before December 17th. And our UK coaches are doing theirs December 18th. All right, so that link will go up tomorrow on the team page if you'd like to participate, and I encourage everybody to do it. It's just so much fun. I remember how fun it was? Yeah. Everybody was just opening their presents all at the same time. And it's a great way to get to know other people on the team because we all don't know each other. So it was a lot of fun. So that will be tomorrow.
Okay, get signed up. I'm excited about it. Last year was pretty cool. It was the first year we did it.
It was really fun.
All right. Coach Basics is starting on Monday, December 3rd, and also the team volume training that I did for the first time, which is 17 days long. That just ended about a week ago. I'm running it again starting on December 3rd. So if you've been through Coach Basics, you want to get into team volume training. This is where the magic happens, everybody, is really understanding team volume. I really break it down. The feedback from the group when I did it was phenomenal. We're going to do it again. I want to set everybody up for success, and knowledge is not only power, but it's applied knowledge that's the most powerful. So you want to learn it so you know what you're applying. So definitely there'll be a sign up on the team page for that as well. $20 off for the rest of the month for challenge packs and completion packs. We all know that. Just want to remind everybody. So like the most common challenge pack, the All Access Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology Challenge Pack is $140, not $160. The Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales with up to 70% off are still going on. Today is the last day. So if you want to get some of the stuff like you see in that photo, make sure you do that before you go to bed tonight, before the prices go up. Next, just to kind of go over a quick forecast with the team. So right now, this is our quarterly team calendar, everybody, that you know is on the team website. But just to let you know, the most important thing, if you're looking the week of November 26th, right now we have the team-wide 3-day refresh going on. I know they sold out of the refresh, so I'm sorry about that. But more importantly,
we'll do it again in December.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
Christmas, right before.
More important, on the 11th of November, this just so you guys know, we opened up the Snoop group for Transform 20. Mm-hmm. Kristen put up the post again today. This is a group to put your prospects and where you should be, where Kristen and I are putting up videos, before and after stuff, any of the information about Transform 20. This is the group you want to be in and putting everybody in. Aligned with that, you should be focusing on sharing a lot of Shaun T workouts and programs and leveraging the fact that this program is going to be available for the packs to start getting purchased on December 4th, which takes us to December. As you can see, everything is really about Shaun T. Also forecasting next week on the 4th, the T20 Challenge packs will be going on sale, as well as the Energize sticks that are coming out for the performance line, which makes it easy to pour like in a water bottle. So I just want you to forecast and pay attention to all the things that are going on. And if you're on the team website, team, which you should be on, all of the links and things you see here are clickable that take you to all the places you need to be. This is just a screenshot. So the Transform 20 launch plan, we have the separate Facebook Transform 20 launch group. And guys, this is the big thing that I posted today, and I want to quickly show it to you guys. The landing page that I built for the team, I'm going to show it to you. So I have to stop. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to quickly explain it, and then we're kind of wrapping up before we get to.
Can they see this?
Yeah, no, I'm going to stop it. I have to stop it. Let me just show this to you guys. So everybody, this is what I put together for the team so that you can send all of your prospects, okay? I think a lot of people get confused with all of the photos. People like, I don't know what to do. I'm a customer, I have bot, or I'm a customer, I don't have bot. I'm a new coach, I'm not a new coach. So now you send everybody to this link. The link is on our team page. It will also be in the Snoop group. It's going to take any person to this page. It's going to explain Transform 20. There's a video about it. They're going to click Let's Get Started. Then what's going to happen when they get to Let's Get Started, they're going to decide, are they a new customer? Are they a current customer? They want to be a coach? Are they a current coach? All right. Also on the main page here, I included many of the before and after photos. They then will click on what in fact they are. So say they're a new customer. They're going to click here. It's then going to take them to this page, and it's going to go over the different challenge packs that are available to them that they would need if they're a new customer, okay, with the pricing. Now, also, I noticed feedback from the last time, a new customer may not know what the performance line is or may not know what Shakeology is. So I included on the bottom, what is Shakeology, this is the breakthrough video, and the performance line. So if somebody clicks on this, they're going to see exactly what this is. This is mobile friendly. So this is going to work for anybody on their phone. So you send any of your prospects that link, and they can see exactly what they want to order. Now, to make this work for everybody, there's no way for somebody to order on this page. This is an informational page only that makes it seamless for somebody to navigate. You have to follow up as the coach, right? The fortune's in the follow-up, and ask them if they got to go through and what they decide to order, and then it's on you to do the share a card. Okay, are there any questions on that before we kind of wrap up? I'm just going to do some recognition. Are there any questions on that? Anybody? Anybody? Otherwise, I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint. So let me go back to that, or we're moving along here. More questions. Share. Okay, so that is the landing page. The important dates to remember: December 4th is when all the packs go on sale, and January 14th is when the program actually gets launched. But there's going to be free workouts before that, which we're going to go over in the Snoop group. Okay. Some rank advancements. Congratulations to Marina Storikin for hitting Emerald. And also congratulations to our newest Diamond, Candace Feldman-Wald, for hitting Diamond Coach since the last team call. So we had another Diamond. Congratulations, guys. Real excited for Candace and Marina. That's absolutely awesome. And then the last thing here I want to talk about is our team leaders that are in the 300, 500, and 1,000 personal volume club, which is super important because we know for those in the volume training, it's all about getting 500 personal volume points a month through your own business center and getting your team to do the same. So we have so far, this is through the 21st, people in the 300 club who are really close. Lindsay Kaufman, Allie Cross, Margaret Michelle, Jean Marie Cregan, Mary Palumbo, Candace Feldman, Gina Strecco, Jessica Armstrong, Angie Kane, Alyssa Cahill, Carrie Hauser, Kelsey Rogers, Josh Gleason, Sarah Bailey, Wendy Cordova, Teresa Scipione, Amanda Horm, Stephanie Leitz, and Christine Shackelford. And then in the 500 club, we have Sharice Nolson, Elizabeth Guerrera, Michelle Broda, Julia Carrera, Joanna Anamodoris, Rachel O'Cullivan, Elizabeth Mullenbrook, Stacy Larice, Yvonne Brown, Nicholas Anamodoris, Mary Doyle, and Kristen Otis. In the 1,000 club, myself, Kristen Atkins, Dana McLeod, Joan Carosa, and Shannon Larice. So, guys, congratulations on achieving the 300 volume club or more. So close. And for everybody that hit 500 or more. Okay. Woo! That's a lot of information. I'm going to let Kristen introduce our guest speaker, Jessica, who I got the opportunity and grateful to meet her at Leadership when we were talking husbands in law enforcement. We connected before a workout, but I'm going to let you take it away. Out of breath, and then I'll stop the sharing.
Go get a glass of water.
Okay.
All right, guys. I'm really excited to introduce Jessica tonight. We actually, Devin, David, and myself, met her at Leadership this past October, and we were waiting before, what was it, Chris workout or Autumn workout? I forget which one. Was Chris's workout, Jessica? I think we were waiting. Oh.
Yes.
I can hear you. So we were waiting to get started, and we just started talking, and she started sharing a little bit of her story with us. And good night, honey. Mm-hmm. Yes, in a minute. Sorry, my daughter's going to bed. She started sharing a little bit of her story, and the three of us were like, wait, what? So she is a former gym owner. She was a personal trainer. And I know Gina on this call, you're going to relate a lot to this story as a personal trainer yourself. But she was telling us how she had hit 5-star diamond in her first year as a coach. And we were like, wait, excuse me, what? You know, that doesn't really happen very often. So she actually gave me some information that I'm going to read off to you. And just so you know, she's probably one of the sweetest, most humble coaches I've ever met, just really down to earth and fun. But obviously she's a little bit of a workhorse, and she's got a lot to teach us. She went premier in 9 months as a coach, meaning 2-star. She had her 105 elite points within 9 months as a coach. She hit 5-star within the first year, and she qualified for elite I think it was past July, and within 16 months of being a coach. She's a Success Club 10 All-Star. And like I said, she was a former gym and personal trainer. So she has a lot of experience with fitness and health, but she spoke so highly of her team and her girls. And she was actually saying that in her husband's business center, she has a lot of her rock stars in that center, right? So she said they're actually a 7-star team combined with her husband. So we wanted her to speak on a call and kind of share her story because we were so into it, and it was really, really intriguing to hear her story, and of course to give us some of her top tips on how she made all this craziness happen in such a short period of time, because it really isn't heard of. So Jessica, I'm gonna just give you the floor, or the Zoom I should say, and you can take it away.
Thank you. Hi guys, how are you? I was like, please stop talking about me like that, you're stressing me out. So thank you for having me. I heard David talk on my upline call, and I was like, I love this guy. He's so direct and to the point. And so then, you know how you kind of stalk people after you see them on a call, and I was like, oh my God, he's in law enforcement. They have 3 girls. We have 3 girls. And so I've been kind of following, and then we met each other, and I just really wanted to introduce myself. And, as I was telling them my story, they were like, that really doesn't happen. And that's what keeps happening to me as I'm here, is people are like, that's not really what happens. And I'm like, I don't really know. This is just kind of, like you said, this is what I do. I'm a workhorse. I've owned my own business for a while before coming into Beachbody. So I'm used to having to hustle and having to work because I own my own business. So a little bit about my story. So I started NJ Fit Mom, which is 8+ years now. I started when my oldest 2 were 2 and 3 years old. And I left teaching after 13 years and gave up my pension to start NJ Fit Mom, which is a whole another story within a story, and I won't get into that right now. And so NJ Fit Mom, it started with 8 women in a park. I was running a boot camp class, and I hired a babysitter to come to the park and watch our kids so we could just get a workout in. And that grew to 3 different parks. And then I opened up a small studio, 400 square foot studio. And then my husband and I opened up a bigger studio, like a 2,000 square foot studio. Are you around here? I don't know. I'm not good with numbers. And went into, so I'm a personal trainer. I have my CrossFit L1. I have my CrossFit weightlifting cert. I have my perinatal cert. So I really come from a trainer background. And we opened up this studio space and took out a small business loan and put all of our blood, sweat, and tears into this space. And within our second month in this space, we had landlord issues, zoning issues, township issues, and we ended up in an 18-month battle in court about landlord tenancy court, and they were trying to evict us, and it was a crazy situation. And we ended up, although the case was dismissed and we were able to stay, obviously when our contract was up, they were not extending us another year after that. So we ended up having to close our business. So NJ Fit Mom closed, and 8 years of kind of what I had built from this 8 women in a park that had evolved into this business, all closed. And we couldn't flip into another space because we had spent so much going into this big space. So my husband's a police officer. I come from a teacher background. So it was just, a small business loan and then 18 months of court back and forth and attorneys and all of that. So it was about a year that I was just back into personal training and going into people's houses. And if you've ever done that, that's like, you have to wake up at 6 o'clock on a Saturday to be to somebody's house by 6:30 because that's the prime time to train. And you have to be leaving at night at 8 o'clock at night to train people because they're home from work, and running around and just, really not making anything near what we were making when we owned the studio. We had teens classes and kids classes, and we had workshops coming in and seminars and co-ed and all of this stuff. So we were like over $40,000, almost $50,000 in debt after a year of me really not working and closing the studio and trying to pay back this loan with no business to pay back the loan for. And so as a trainer, I had already heard of Beachbody. I really wanted nothing to do with Beachbody. I had unfollowed people. I can think of 3 people off the top of my head that I unfollowed for posting on. I know, I see Megan's like laughing. I know, it's so embarrassing as I say it now. Like, I was so mean. I was like, click. So done with you. I really wanted nothing to do with it. So anyway, I have Crohn's disease. I've had it since I've been 14. So I was in a very bad Crohn's flare, as like closing your business will do. And I had a holistic healthcare practitioner, and she was really into the Shakeology shakes, and she was talking about them all the time. And so there was like coming in my circle. And then I had a very good friend who was super fit, sports all through high school and college. And she was down in South Carolina, and she started posting, and I could just tell it was Beachbody. And I was like so disgusted with her. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, you're a teacher. What are you doing posting about this coaching thing and all these results? And I was like getting annoyed because I was sitting here $50,000 in debt, and I was training like 4 people a month at the butt crack of dawn and whenever they wanted. And we were like sinking in debt. And I was like, So I just kept watching, and I finally, sent her a text and said, like, what are you doing? And I actually said to her, are you doing Beachbody? Like, with that accusatory question mark. And she was like, yes, I actually am not fond of the name. She's like, but it's really great, and I can do it at home, and it's fantastic. And we were also in a situation at the time where, we had the studio space, so it was super easy for my husband and I to work out together. And now we were having to drive 20 minutes to a CrossFit gym, and I was having to go at one time, and then he was bringing the kids, and then then he was switching, and I was bringing them home, and he was doing the workout, and I was putting them to bed. So she was like, it's easy, it's at home, you can get good results. And anyway, I was like, how good of results can you get at home? I do CrossFit. You know what that is? Just the whole thing. Really, I was like, I swing a kettlebell, please. Is that the girl with the big boobs? No, I'm sorry. Is that what you're talking about? The infomercial? So I really cannot ignore the results and the boards she kept posting and these quotes that these women were saying. And as a coach for 8 years, I was like, I don't get this from my women. We get results, but like, there's just what I'm seeing and hearing is not what's happening. So my curiosity got the best of me, and I decided to go in and check things out. I ghosted her group. I did it on the down low. We hid our weights. We were like, literally, like, people would come over and I'd be like, hide the weights. If people see weights in our living room, like, they're going to know something is up. Like, we've just got to do this on the down low. I made my husband drink the shakes because I was not going to drink those shakes. I'm like, you test them out. Let's see what they're like. And so we just did this like whole covert operation because, I had started this business, NJ Fit Mom, and I wasn't going to peddle or share or sell and all of these things I had in my head about what this was, until I saw if it had value. So anyway, we did it. My husband dropped, 15 pounds with 21 Day Fix Extreme. And we were getting to work out together, which we hadn't done in a year since closing the business. And that piece of it, we had done that for years when we owned the studio. And, it was just, it was not a good time marriage-wise when you close a business and you're in debt and, so that piece of it just brought us together so much of having something to do together and focus on. And anyway, so I loved it. And I said, you know what, I can do this. And I have a background, I have a master's in psych as well and some counseling experience. So I felt like I wanted to do it, but I didn't want to do it my friend was doing. She was doing it on an app. It was very basic, checking in, kind of clicking boxes. There wasn't a ton of connection in the app, but still the women were loving it and they were getting results, and I could see it was happening. I could see it was happening for Kirk and I. So I went into it right away wanting to do my own thing with it and put my own flair on it. And I felt like I could kind of add in my own experience from autoimmune and foods and inflammation and my own experience as a trainer and my mindset piece and kind of make it my thing using Beachbody tools. And I think when I look back at the last, I think it's almost been 20 months now I've been doing this, that one of the reasons we've been so successful is that I approached it from me and what I could do and what I can offer, and then how I could use those tools to kind of support what I'm doing, if that makes sense, instead of leading it as a Beachbody, just as a Beachbody thing. So anyway, so I did it. I ran my first group. I had 8 people in it. My very best friend, who is my husband's diamond coach, as we're talking about, did not do it for the first month. She was like, that's great. I've trained with you for 7 years. I have no interest in doing that. So I ran it. We had 8 ladies, and it was just phenomenal. It was so excellent. As a trainer, I had never been able to connect with people and be so in touch with them and check in. And where my ladies got from day 1 to the end of the month was just nothing I could offer them, when you see them 3 times a week for an hour. So I was totally hooked from the trainer side. I know most people come in and they're hooked from their own results. I was hooked from what I was seeing from women. And so I ran with it. I signed up with my annoying friend from South Carolina who wouldn't stop posting. And she stopped working the business 2 months later. And I just really kind of felt my own way and got on a bunch of calls and talked to women I didn't know and said, can you send me this resource? What do you mean? So SC, no joke, I thought was South Carolina. When they kept putting up SC, because my whole team stems from there, I was like, what is the South Carolina 10? Like, I don't even know what this means. And just kind of felt my way and learned and just, led with the wellness group. I call it a wellness group, not a challenge group. So challenge group. And what happened was women came in and we had this great energy and this community and nobody wanted to leave. And then all of a sudden they wanted to bring friends in, and coaches organically grew from that, where women would come in and see what they could do and say, I have a few friends. And then I would talk to them about the opportunity. My 5 stars are all women from my challenge group. I have no actual business builders that come in for the coaching opportunity. And then by the end, so I don't know, that was by the end of the year, November, one of the coaches on my upline team, like a grandma to me, called and said, can you tell me what your elite points are? And I didn't even know where they were. She had to like sit on the phone and share screen and show me where they were. And I told her, and she was like, well, you need 7 more points. Do you have a diamond? I said, well, yeah, I have a girl that's close. And she's like, well, could you work with her? And I was like, I could probably work with her. Yeah, we could do it. She's like, can you do it by this date? And I was like, yeah, I guess we could. And I already had my husband there because I knew when I came in and I started going and seeing what was happening, I knew that I wanted to get to that New Leader Conference, and I knew I needed 1 star to get there. And I knew I could 100% get my husband there, that I could, I just knew that I could do that. So anyway, so she said, you could do Premier. And I was like, I don't even know what that means. And then we just, we worked on it and got there. And then that's kind of how so it's, I hate to say I didn't know what I was doing. But I really, I did not know what I was doing. And I'm going to tell you to know what you're doing. I'm going to give you better tips than that, but it's just one of those things that, things fell into place, and thank goodness I had people above me who were guiding me, and I also had people to follow. Like I could see everybody put their husband in as the first thing, and that made sense to me. Like, yeah, get your spouse in so you can have a controlled account. Plus, you want him in a good space for volume. So I was smart enough to look at what was happening ahead of me and copy that. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah, it's so quiet.
Yeah, you're all good. We're just muted.
I know. I hate that part of
I
this.
love the things you're saying. You're like cracking us up how you were just so against it, because it's so true. But keep going. We're listening.
Oh, so against it. I know. Right. So anyway, that's what happened. And then, so I don't know what happened. I went Premier, and then I came in, and then I was like, oh, well, whatever. I'll tell you when I tell my tips more about that. It's kind of what happened. It's just, it's all been great. And I still feel very green because, like I said, I think I'm at 20 months now, and I'm like listening to your call in the beginning. I'm like, oh, I would like to be on the Peak Sunday call. And actually, I would like more information on, I wrote it down. I'm like, I'm going to ask them about this Elfster thing. So I just, like in a lot of ways, I feel like I don't belong. I sat at leadership with the 5 stars. And I really did, and talk about limiting beliefs. And I think so many of us have it when we start. Like, here I am, okay, 5-star elite coach. And I'm still sitting there like, I don't belong here. I should not be with these people. I don't really know what I'm doing. But I do. I actually do know. So that's no longer a limiting belief. I have figured it out. So I was writing down some things because I came from a teacher background, like I said. And when I look back at kind of how we've gotten where we've gotten. So, oh no, shit. Don't put things in the chat. I cannot multitask. Don't type to me, please. Okay, somebody else will have to answer this. We'll
do questions at the end, everybody.
Okay, good.
Don't stress.
Now I'm pitting again. Okay. So when I think about kind of what has worked for me, the first thing is, and it's totally cliche, and maybe you'll roll your eyes, it's not going to be totally helpful, but my father always had a saying that lead with love. And I do that with parenting too. And he always said, like, you just lead with love. You can't mess your kids up too bad. Like, you just got to go with love. And so for me, when I started, I was just all about coaching and training and my wellness group. And doing that with purpose. the reason I left teaching and got into fitness was from losing my dad, and that thing of trying to lead with purpose and teach people how to live healthier so you don't die too early, and all of that good stuff. So I see it as very purposeful work. And so when I really pour into the women that I work with. And I think when you do that, people just want to stick around. So for me, it was like my first 6 months, nobody went off shakes. Like literally there was never a conversation, because for my wellness group, it's a non-negotiable. You have to be on shakes. You have to make an investment into the group if you want access to the coaching. But it wasn't so much because they love shakes. They knew what the shakes could do. I mean, I have Crohn's and I know what the shakes can do. It's completely changed my autoimmune for the last 18 months. But most people don't know that in my group. They're just experiencing the group and they just want to be a part of it because it's uplifting, it's building women's spirits, it's a connection. And so for them, that's what they're paying into, if that makes sense. So I've always led with that. My first line in my vision for my team is that we're a team of wholehearted coaches. And I really think that when you start with that, the other things fall into place. Number two, with that is also, it's a job and it's a business, and you've got to work it like it's a job and it's a business. I see David nodding. I ran NJ Fit Mom for 8 years with nothing but wholehearted coaching and passion. And I ended up having to close my studio on $50,000 in debt. So when, I came to Beachbody and they have business and they've got a structure and you can learn it, I really decided to kind of couple that with my passion. So you've got to work it like a job, and when you work a job, you're not going to like everything about it. There are lots of, why are you laughing? Is it me or your kids? Oh. So, you're not going to like everything about it, but like you've got to do it because it's a job. If you're only doing the parts you like and doing the stuff that's convenient for you, then it's really not a job. And with that, if you're trying to build a business from it and earn money and an income, it's not going to work if you just do the pieces you like or you just do it when you feel good. My first 3 months going into this, I had an IV in my arm. You can look at pictures of me online, and I did all the workouts and I started everything, with home care on IV stuff. And I've been back there once since I've started this, but I don't ever not show up. Do you know what I mean? You have to just continuously know it's a job, and you've got to do, the vitals and the things that you have to do to grow it. So that's, and along with that, having smarts to know, like to me, when I came in, I didn't understand the structure. I didn't really understand team cycle bonuses and volume. But what I could understand was that if I helped 5 people a month, Beachbody was going to send me paid leads. So that to me, as a baby coach, a starter coach, was like a no-brainer. To set that is a very simple thing. Like if you're gonna put money on the table, then I won't leave it there. And then what that's done in 18 months, as that's accumulated to every month getting paid leads for 18 months, I have a very big network, and I have people that I earn money from that will still not answer me in email, as much as I try to help them, but they're there. So little things like that, looking at it as a job. And then number 3 is to know where you're going, know where you want to go, and set that goal. Where are you now, and what's the next step to where you want to go? And that was my biggest mistake early on. Like I said, I didn't know until November, and a grandma coach called me and said, look at this. I would have totally missed that. Walking into a year premiere after 9 months and having it completely changed the trajectory of my business. If I walked into that year differently, I didn't even know what Premiere was. So that was my bad for not knowing. I can remember I earned a call for making SC with like a corporate, with Kishan from corporate. And she said to me at the time, what's your goal? And I was like, I don't know. She's like, you're gonna be 2-star. And I literally remember getting off the call and be like, I don't even know what she means by 2-star. I did not know what she meant by 2-star. And then I just kind of put my head in the sand about it. So, that idea of taking ownership, knowing where you are, knowing where you want to go. And if you don't know what that is, lean into your team, lean into your upline, lean into anybody you can grab onto, because like I said, my upline was like out of here, and she wasn't only out of here, she was like negative and didn't like the team aspect and the whole thing. So I could not reach out to her. So I had to find people on this page that were posting stuff, and I was like, well, oh, she seems nice. What is she talking about? And I had people sending me stuff for their challenge group and sending me pictures and that I could ask questions to. And I still have, very good relationships with those people because I reached out. So don't be afraid to lean in and to reach out. The great part about being part of a team is that you have this team to draw from. I mean, I did NJ Fit Mom by myself. It's so different when you've got a team and people to pull from, and everybody on your team wants you to succeed. That's like the awesome part about being on a team. So the other part I was going to mention with regards to building a team, if you still have time. Do you guys have time? Am I okay on time? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Because I can talk a lot. So with regards to team building is I like 3 C's: connection, community, and culture is everything. And I feel like I feel like that with my wellness group too, is 3 C's: connection, community, and culture is absolutely everything. So I feel like the first thing is you set the tone of your team and you set the tone of your wellness group or your challenge group. So what you're excited about and you're enthusiastic about, people are enthusiastic about, so what, you lead and people follow. And I am naturally a very enthusiastic person. I didn't do like lift 4. I had 52 SC points when that came out. I wasn't in the group, but I was so freaking enthusiastic because I come from a CrossFit background, and that's like short, and it was very, it had that, like, people just follow. So whatever, if you can show up and be excited about your team will be excited about your team. And the same with your wellness group. The other thing is, don't be afraid to lead and go out on your own. I did that because, most people don't have a trainer background and they feel very timid doing that and starting their own group and doing stuff on their own. So, I mean, I just did it because I had all the stuff I wanted to add that the person that I was ghosting wasn't doing. But what has happened now with my coaches is when you go out on your own, you find your leaders. So when you go out and do your own challenge group, your people that you're supporting, your customers or discount coaches, will start to show up because it's a smaller space, if that makes sense. So for me, I was by myself for so long. I had to call on people and say, could you start doing a recipe? You always are showing these great recipes in your accountability. Could you do Tasty Tuesdays? Could you just start something? So people are more likely to show up when there's less leaders around, if that makes sense. And with the team, for me, I started my team page really early on, just because my upline, she was number 5 last year, my upline. And it was a big group. And I felt that my people were getting lost in there. So it's okay to start your own space for your team. And then I see Lindsay's nodding. Okay, thank you. I love when people give me feedback. And then also coaches on your team will start to show up and lead. I have women that post stuff on my team page that I know had I stayed on my big page, they would never be sharing stuff or posting stuff, if that makes sense. So sometimes you really have to kind of pull away and lead on your own, and then still take all the wonderful things from your upline, like the stuff that David and Kristen just did in there. I was like, holy crap, I got to take screenshots of this. This is such great stuff. Take the stuff and then disseminate it and share it in your own smaller space. So people can kind of feel ownership and be involved. The other thing I did in January was I wrote a team vision and I shared it with my team. And I think, and my team vision is not I want to be a 25-star coach. I have one line that says we are an elite team and we're made up of stable diamonds. And that is all it says. It's not I want to be 10-star, I want to be 50-star. The rest of it is all about culture and what our team looks like and how we are women that support women and we travel together. And, it's about what's the energy and the culture that I want on this team. And anytime anybody talks to me or I talk to anybody about coaching, the first thing I do is I say, here's this vision. Read it. If you're not on board with this and this doesn't resonate with you, this is not the place for you. So I feel like you have to be super clear on the energy you want, instead of coming from like a desperate place where you'll just like, I'm going to take anybody and then spend my time on them when they're really not going to support your vision, if that makes sense. And the last thing along with that I've learned that I did not do a good job of, but I'm getting better at now as I'm becoming a little more seasoned, is for team building is working with the working, because we so want, like, we so know what this can do for people, and we see it, and you see it in people, and you see people that have these wonderful transformations and these stories, and you're like, if you would just share this and talk to people, like, that's so much. But we can't pull. And they talked about this a little bit at leadership, right? That idea of like, we just can't keep pulling people. We're there to lead and encourage and guide and show what's possible. And I spent a lot of time my first year really pulling and trying to form people into coaches that they really weren't ready to be or weren't interested in being. And that takes a lot of time and energy. So I'm working on right now, I just pass this on to you, of working with the working and finding the people who really are into my vision and see what can be and want to run. I will support anybody and honor anybody wherever they are at on my team and what they want to be doing, but just being clear about that and knowing where your people are, because we can, as coaches, spend a lot of time spinning our wheels and tagging people in things and showing them this and sending them this and doing all this stuff when they're really not, they're not ready. They're not interested. And so, yeah, I think that's really all I have.
There was so many nuggets in that. It was just absolutely unbelievable, Jessica. I mean, the vision, I'm saying to Kristen, we need to do that. We need to get on that. We've been talking about changing our vision statement. I see Lindsay nodding.
Well, we have been talking about it.
Yeah.
I love, Jessica, that you took what you taught us tonight from everything that you learned the hard way type of thing. It's true, because you got to where you got just knowing the basics, that you believed in this and you led with your heart and what you were passionate about. And that's really, honestly,
you took ownership.
And you took ownership. And that's really all you need to know in the beginning. I always tell Dave that in the beginning, when I was a new coach, like, I knew nothing about the Coach Online office. I was like, where's that? What's that? And
You're still like that at times.
But I say, like, I need to know, like, I love helping people. Like, that's what I love to do. Like, you worry about the technical administrative stuff. Like, to me, like, we do lead with our hearts, and we are women. And I think, well, not all of us, sorry, Griffin, but like, that's really all you need to know in the beginning to be successful, and for people to believe like you believe. So I really love that you shared that.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. You do. And then you've got to back that up with some smarts and like figuring your shit out, really, essentially. You can't go wrong. Like, you can't have all one or all the other. And if you lead with that and then you back it up, and yeah, you're golden.
I love it. And I love your journey of what you came from, the anti-beach body to where you are now. And for many on the team probably don't know, Griffin Lewis, who's on our team, was anti-MLM, no way, hardest guy on me. And when it started, and here he is, and he's doing great. He's coming out of the gate real fast. So questions. Let me see. Let me scroll.
Yes. Please ask me any questions. I'd much rather do Q&A than talk like I did.
So Lindsay asked, and Lindsay's one of our star diamonds, how do you tell people that you are placing them under your hubby?
Okay, so, right. It's so funny. My very best grown-up friend and my very best college friend are both under my husband. So I didn't have to tell them. I just had to tell them, I'm putting you under my husband. That's all there was to it. Because they were never going to coach. If I had any idea, they were never coaching. Please don't even get me started. So what I do for people I don't know when I was putting them under Kirk, first of all, I sign up everybody as discount coaches. I don't ask. I don't give them an option. I just sign them up, and then I have a little blip that I send, and I'm like, I sign you up as a discount coach. This is how I sign everybody up, and then I give them the reasons why. And if you want to switch that, let me know. That's what I do. I don't get into asking them their opinion on that at all. No.
You know, you brought up a good point though, and then I'll let you finish. I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. I send them the thing from my husband, and I put it out there. I say I sign as a discount coach, and unless they come back to me and they say, "Oh, this says Kurt Griffin, not Jess," I just do a very simple reply back. I'm like, "Oh, I know we work the business together. It's no big deal. I'm still the one leading the wellness group and kicking your butt."
Yeah, that's great.
It's just very chill. Yeah, I'm like, "Yep, we do it together." Oh, I must have been on his account. Whoops.
Yeah. You know what you just said also, and I think everybody needs to hear it. It's so unpredictable because you have coaches you think are going to be great and they do nothing, right? And then you have coaches that you think will do nothing and they turn out to be rock stars.
You
never. You really don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know. And it's so hard as a coach when a coach comes to you and says, like, where should I put this person? You're like, I can just guarantee wherever you put them will be wrong. So put them where you want to. Right? I mean, you just don't know.
No, it's so true. You really don't know. You really don't know. What other questions? Anybody else? I know there's questions. Gina has her hand up.
I wanted Gina to meet Jessica.
Cool.
Wait, hold on,
Gina, we can't hear you. You're unmuted, but you're.
You know what? Somebody is.
No, now you're good. Now we can hear you. Too far.
Okay, something's wrong. Thank you so much, Jessica. That was so helpful. I am come from the personal trainer background too, and so can resonate with everything you just said. Do you think it's a waste of my time? Because I've been doing a lot of reaching out to personal trainers because I just know that this is like a game changer, like with all that you could offer your clients and the results and for yourself. And I think most of them are like how you are, like, don't even approach me. And then I heard you say your best coaches are from your challenge group. So when I hear that, I start thinking, and I'm starting to think too, organically, it makes sense to just keep leading, because there's two schools of thought, you know, or you lead with business and lead with the fitness or wellness.
Yes.
I almost think it doesn't make sense to lead with the business sometimes and pour everything into the challenge group. But I don't know. I would like your input.
Well, okay, so my input is my input at like 19 months here, so let's remember that. But so here's the thing with that. The biggest mistake I think I made early on, I didn't speak about the coaching opportunity. I didn't show the coaching. I did nothing for at least my first year. I just ran my first solo sneak peek. How embarrassing is that? So like I was so timid, more so because I came from a personal trainer background. So it's like extra, you know, we're all pushing through fears when we post our stuff and share our stuff about what people are rolling their eyes about and stuff. But even more as a personal trainer, it's like that whole group of trainers, what are they going to say and think? Because I know, because I was saying it and thinking it. So my biggest mistake is now I do have these wonderful, beautiful diamonds, and I have this great team, and I can't freaking wait to travel with all of them. But none of them are really business builders. They're not really driven to the business side of it. They're super happy, you know, because they're helping women and they're earning an income and they're doing this, but they all have other jobs and they're doing this. So I have not attracted business builders that see what could really be of this. So I think you do need to keep talking to those people. And just gently, I've got like 6 trainers I just keep sending stuff out to all the time. I keep sending them I send them some income slides. I send them some results of women. I send them some quotes and just keep putting it out there to them, because I do think as a trainer, it is. I mean, you know, it's just more than you can do. It's so much more than you can do. And it's also so hard to get them over that hump. So no, absolutely pour into your group first and foremost, because that's our purpose, right? That's what we're doing. That's what we're here for. I mean, trainers are only attracted to training because we want to do that. Nobody's like, I'm going to training to make money, you know? I went to law school like my father told me to, but, you know, so I definitely do that, but absolutely keep talking to your trainer people and keep sharing whatever you can of your story. You know, how this is helping you, how it's helping you help other women, how it's giving you some freedom. Okay. They're watching. They're watching.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So Lindsay asked, well, Amanda said, thank you so much, Jessica. I'm a new coach. I so enjoyed the things you shared. Thanks, Amanda. And Lindsay was asking, can you elaborate on what you do when someone says, I don't want to be a discount coach, and hell no to that monthly coaching fee. And I bet they say it like that, right, Linz? And we all love scripts. Do you have something you send them that you can share with us?
I'm happy to share you what I tell them, not what I ask them. I actually have a document that's on my team page that is like 4 different things you could do. You could ask, you could tell, you could. So I'm happy to share that. I very rarely have anybody come back and say that to me. Once in a while, it'll be because of a social security number, once or twice. They don't want to put their social, and I let that go. But I've honestly, people don't come back to me. I mean, I show them with the coach fee. I'm very clear. I attach a graphic to it, and I say, here's what it looks like in month 2. It's $15.95, and then I do the math for them, and I show them. So even if you don't do anything, you still are coming out ahead. So I don't really.
I would say the reason why probably it's also, I also am a firm believer it's in your posture.
I was just going to say something similar.
And it comes with like a lot of the newer coaches, the objections they get, which are so common, I don't get. And I think it's just because that people feed off of the way they're feeling with your posture, if you're strong or not, and they're testing. So you probably are very, very confident, and it comes across that way. Like, yeah, this is a no-brainer. Like, yeah, it's $15. What's the big deal? You're saving money and you're going to be a coach. And they're like, okay, you know?
Exactly. And then I also add to them, and like, if it ends up it's not for you and you hate the shakes and you don't want to do it, you cancel it. There's no fee to cancel. So it's like, and I do also add, I'm like, and it's a pain in the ass if you want to do it later, because you've got to pay a fee, you've got to get a reimbursement, and that's like annoying. So I just, early on when I was a new coach and I was, more timid and struggling, like, one of my coaches, my upline said, you have to remember you're the coach. You're in charge. You know what works. You know the best way to save people money. You are the coach. You're a tree. Like, root yourself in the ground and speak like a coach.
Love it. I absolutely love it. I'm reading the next question. What do we have there? So
it's from Griffin. Quick question for the men. How has your husband recruited folks? I don't see yet, but I can see. I guess he doesn't.
He doesn't.
Maybe I should call him in here. Griff, people want to know your business strategy.
Defer to the wife.
Yeah. How you doing? They want to know how you recruit so many people.
I love it.
Very good. Yeah.
My wife puts them.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything. No, he doesn't recruit people. But we're going to work on that for 2019, Griffin.
Yes.
New Year's resolution, he said. New Year's
There's
resolution.
not a law enforcement brother that can do it.
Yeah. Well, he just got on Facebook recently, so we're taking baby steps, you guys.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
What was below that?
Are you having a hard time, Griffin, with guys?
I could.
I just say I can't speak to it. I just imagine it's.
No, because
No, not you, Griffin. Him. I call Griff. My last name's Griffin, so I call him Griff. So he's confused with who I'm talking to.
There's Griffin.
I'll unmute you, Griffin. Go ahead.
Hey, no. I have 3 guys on my team right now, but I do have one that is kind of like me, who is looking to like build muscle, and he's also doing hammer and chisel right now, and said to me the other day, like, hey, I lost 5 pounds. And I'm like, ooh. Like, for a lot of guys, like, you don't want to lose weight. Like, you're trying to put stuff on. He's like, so I'm going the wrong direction. And in my mind, like, I started hammer and chisel, and then, I'm trying to coach him and be like, hey, just look in the mirror and not the scale. Like, I've done things before that in different competitions where weight depends on like fat, muscle, like all that kind of stuff. But it's just different when you're talking to guys who are looking to build mass. And you look at like Sagi, who is this large fellow, and we're like, I mean, not happening, like that's not the case. So yeah, it is. I have not had an issue yet with the guys that are on my team. In fact, they actually liked it a good bit. But I've had more success with women. And I am just curious as to how we can recruit more men into this and see like, hey, we're not losing weight. We are adding muscle. And what do we do for that? You know, and look, I'm with you. I competed in CrossFit for years. I did a men's physique competition where I stood on stage, orange in a board short. So like I've done the thing, you know, like I'm coming from what you're coming from. I've done the thing.
Yeah.
And I'm curious as to like what your thoughts are on that. Like, how do I get some more guys in here?
No, I agree. I've got 2 college friends that are doing the app with Griff. He does run the app, and it's hard to get guys. I mean, I think it would be worth doing, you know, a call with some guy coach. I mean, well, you've got David Atkins here. He obviously knows some stuff. But,
yes, absolutely.
But I mean, I think, you know, I think they're just right. They need to be approached differently, and guys that are doing it need to figure that out of how, you know, how to do that.
That's nutrition, right? Are we unmuted?
Yes. Yeah.
Griffin, isn't that like, if he's losing weight, he needs to eat more? Like, isn't that just nutrition?
Well, yeah, he's also going by the containers, and he's in like group F, which is what I'm in. Like, we're eating like a shark ton. And so like, I'm like, okay, well, you need to eat more. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, I lost a few pounds, but it was good weight. Like it was, that's what even my coach, when I was doing men's physique stuff, was like, don't look at the scale, look in the mirror.
Right.
Look in the mirror. And that's what I'm trying to coach them to, you know. But for a lot of guys, they always think, oh my gosh, it's like muscle mass, I need muscle, I need like weight and getting the bone. And a lot of these programs don't lend to that because they move so fast, like they're going. And so you're going to burn calories like nobody's business, even if you're doing Body Beast or Lift 4 or Shift Shop. Like you're just going to burn calories because you're not sitting there taking a minute and a half break in between your sets. And that's where you have to like get rid of like the bro mindset, you know, like that whole scale, you know, or the CrossFit of, it's just different, you know. It's different for guys.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not taking up everybody's time. I'm so sorry.
It is. No, it is.
That's funny. You can talk more about that.
Yeah, well, I could talk on the side conversation about that. Griff.
Yeah, well, include my Griff when you do, please.
Sounds good. We'll have a Griffin man cave. You said
I'm going to mute myself because I'm annoying. So I'm going to.
You're not annoying.
I am not.
You said you make Shakeology mandatory. What do you do as they go inactive? That's from Gina.
Right. So, I mean, I don't say Shakeology is mandatory. I don't talk like that. But so I every Thursday I go in, and if they're red, inactive, I have something I send. And it just basically says like, hey, I see you're inactive. That means you haven't placed an order. And then I explain that, you know, your investment into the group is to place an order every 5 weeks. And that's an investment into the coaches that keep this page working and an investment into their time. And so please place an order by Monday. And if not, I don't know if I say if not, and I say, please place an order by Monday or let me know if you have any questions. And I give them a list of things that will work. I'll say, if you have an overflow of Shakeology for whatever reason, even though you shouldn't, if you drink it every day, I don't know why you would. I say like, you could do Daily Sunshine for Kids. You could do an order, you know, so I give them a performance line or whatever. And then on the next week, you know, then I go back. And if they go from red to black, inactive, which means they're inactive, I just send them a note and say, hey, I see you didn't place an order. I'm going to remove you from the wellness group. Let me know when you want to jump back in.
You know what I love about it, Jessica, is that, like you said very early on, you have to treat this like a business. And every single thing you said so far was a bullet. And team, I think this is such a golden nugget. Every single thing she does, she's intentional. She treats it like a business. She leads with love, but at the end of the day, she's making sure she treats it like a business. She's giving people commitment. She's making sure she works the hours. Her posture is very strong. Hey, your investment into the group. And I think that's really powerful, because if you come across it's a hobby, that means your posture is a hobby. It means your business is going to give you hobby-related income activities, which is probably not what you want for your goals. I think that's really
Yeah, and I would add to that that the people that are doing a monthly investment and are on the program and doing it, they're seeing more success. It's just like anything else. If you're not paying to be a part of something, you've got no dog in the fight. You don't care if you show up and post accountability. You're half-assing it. So when you've put money and you've invested in it, you're more likely to show up and to do it. And I wasn't as strong with that my first few months, but I got there, and I finally just realized, my coaches deserve to be paid for what they do, and this is how you do that. It's an investment into the group. I'm happy to share that with you too. And then I just let them go.
Well, you're going to go very far in this company. I can tell you that.
Oh, thanks, David. That's nice of you to say.
You really are. Anybody else? Otherwise, we'll wrap up because we've been on for a while. I don't want to keep people up too late in Jessica's time. So, guys, if there's no other questions, it's NJ Fit Mom for New Jersey. Mariana, NJ Fit Mom is her Instagram handle. If there's no other questions, guys, I'm going to wrap up. The recording will be up tomorrow. Jessica, thank you. You're a rock star. I'm so glad and this is what I love about Beachbody. We crossed paths before a workout, drinking Energize, and built a friendship, and my husband's a cop, and we connected, and here we are. And
3 girls.
Yeah, and 3 girls. I mean, it's just amazing.
God help us. God help us all.
But thank you so much. Have a great holiday. And
Yes,
it was great talking to you. Thank you so much for inviting me on. You're so sweet.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Have a good night, team.
Bye, guys. Good luck.
Night.
Thanks.